So it's like 1 a.m. in the morning as I'm recording this video, and it seems like we have ourselves a trade. We gotta go out there and give a shout out to DSB Hockey. They're formerly Daryl Sutter's burner account, and they're the guys that posted on Twitter that the NHL and Fanatics are releasing City Edition jerseys for the 26-27 season. This garnered a lot of attention back in December, and a lot of conversation about what sources this Twitter user seems to have. But they went out there and posted this earlier this evening, it seems, that Rasmus Andersson has been traded to the Boston Bruins. Still strictly unconfirmed, but believes it's Matthew Poitras, Mason Lohrei, and the Toronto Maple Leafs first-round pick. And in fact, this was posted about by the Empty Netters pod. They went out there and posted this earlier in the night as well, 9:51 p.m. Tons of interest for Calgary Flames D-man Rasmus Andersson, but it looks like the Bruins have won the race. An extension will be a part of the deal that will be incredible for both sides. Stay tuned. It's the Boston Bruins. DSB told us this like 12 hours ago. And then you had yourselves Jimmy Murphy going out there and tweeting about similar things. Jimmy Murphy, of course, primary Boston Bruins beat reporter, formerly for Boston Hockey Now and currently of RG.org. He went out there and said this: "I'm told it's not a done deal yet, but it's definitely back on. I've also heard that another team, Dallas, is still pushing hard for Rasmus Andersson." Take a look at this. Apologies for the late night, early morning update, but I fell asleep around 10 and missed a message. I'm hearing through the same source who said that the Bruins were out on Rasmus Andersson because of no extension, that Andersson has changed his mind, and he, the Bruins, and the Flames are on the same page now. Okay, so based off of all these tweets coming out late in the AM, it does seem like something is going on. Rumors are it's Lohrei, Poitras, and Toronto's first for an extended Rasmus Andersson. Murphy went out there and said, yes, I'm hearing the same thing. A question goes out there and asks, are we getting our answer officially? As the last 48 hours prove, nothing is official until it is official. So let's just go out there and operate under the assumption that this is happening, and this is the way it's going to go down. Murphy went out there and said, for those asking why the change of heart for Andersson, keep in mind, the Bruins have two of his former teammates in Zadorov and Elias Lindholm that helped recruit him to Boston. Also, they're an improved team that still has Swayman, McAvoy, and Pasternak, as well as youth in Fraser Minton and soon James Hagens. Long story short, there's a lot to like out of the Boston Bruins and their overall profile. So a player like Rasmus Andersson going over has intention to stick around and be with a team that is on the up and up, even though you can say they did lose out on some pretty old pieces the past few years. No more Brad Marchand. They traded away Brandon Carlo. The guys that they got back and the culture they've cultivated with this new core is looking pretty all right, though, based off the results, especially with the Zadorov and Elias Lindholm acquisitions from a few off-seasons ago. Those guys helping recruit Andersson over to Boston is pretty funny. Sea of Red Central goes out there and asks, how would you feel about that from the Bruins side, Jimmy? Murphy goes out there and says, as long as there is an extension in place, good. So even though the trade price seems to be pretty big, I would say, I mean, that's a decent haul for the Calgary Flames, Lohrei, Poitras, and a first-round pick for Andersson. It changes because the guy will be extended. We did speak about this earlier on the channel, talking about the proposed trade price for Andersson. This was literally the video we made yesterday, talking about the Red Wings and the Senators and, of course, Boston. But now, seeing that this seems to be the case, that there is indeed a rule that this is the baseline, I can understand if you're able to get a full-on extension attached in the deal, why Boston would make this move. Andersson is 29 years old, 25-26 is the contract expiration. He's making $4.5 million a year, and this season, Andersson's got 29 points in 47 games. He is on pace for another 50-point season, which would be the first time he's done that since 21-22, but it's noteworthy that he's doing this on a Calgary Flames team that is one of the worst teams in the NHL, and not a playoff contending team like the Flames were back in 2022. Rasmus Andersson has been very good. Puck moving, solid in his own zone, he can block shots, he can skate with the puck, he's confident, he's right-handed. There's a lot to like out of Rasmus Andersson. He is a very versatile option. So, in my mind, thinking about Lindholm and Zadorov, it's like, yeah, of course they would want this guy on their new team. Of course, there's a really good attribution there, especially with Lindholm being a Swede and Andersson also being a Swede. I do find it kind of funny how this seems to have been the main indicator as to how the trade went down. The guy changed his heart because he had two teammates helping recruiting him. And also, maybe he had to be convinced that the Boston Bruins are a team that is worth considering based off of the talent that we're seeing right now. Meanwhile, you go over to the return, what Calgary is getting in exchange. Oh boy, this is a really big haul, I would say, for Rasmus Andersson, but I can understand because there ended up being an extension here. Mason Lohrei, as we had mentioned, was a power play stud for Boston last year. A big dude, left-handed guy. He was power play 1 for a moment while Charlie McAvoy was out with injury, and he had 33 points in 77 games. That was his first full NHL season at 24 years old. Actually, it's Lohrei's birthday today. Happy birthday, man. The guy went out there and got traded. Pretty cool. But Lohrei this season had 19 points in 43 games played, on pace for 34 points over the full season. If you are saying that Rasmus Andersson is better than Lohrei right now, I would probably agree with that. But the fact that Lohrei is like 4 years younger than Rasmus does open the door to the possibility that he can be better. He is a downgrade on Raz for sure. Also, Andersson is a right-handed guy, Lohrei's lefty, so obviously Andersson has more value. But you also have Matthew Poitras coming back over here too. Providence Bruin guy, he just changed his agent. Seems like he's been interested in getting a change of scenery for a while. 20 points in 34 AHL games this season after being over a point per game with the Providence Bruins last year. He also had 11 points in 33 NHL games last year. He was formerly drafted in the second round, 2022, 54th overall on his entry-level contract. He was one of the best OHL players in the early 2020s, but heading into the professional scene, he wasn't able to stick around full term with the Boston Bruins. So, big change of scenery over here for Poitras to head over to the Calgary Flames. And then you have, of course, that first-round pick that seems to be looking more valuable every single minute. The Toronto Maple Leafs falter and lose. The Maple Leafs, admittedly, it's kind of difficult to project where that pick is going to be, just considering the parity in the NHL these days, but right now, Toronto's first-round pick seems to be around 16th overall. It could go lower, it could go higher, we'll see, but it's a middle-round pick. It's not the craziest thing in the world. With that in mind, that seems to be the deal. Those are the rumors. Nothing's officially confirmed yet until it's official, but the fact that we had this trade update at 1-something a.m. at night, Eastern time, is absolutely crazy. And I just wanted to go out there, get a video out there, just in case the trade actually does look like this. If the trade looks different, then I'm sure y'all will let me know in the comment section below, because I'm probably going to go to bed, and when I wake up, the trade would have already been done like 5 hours prior, so we'll see whether or not this actually works the way people are saying it is. But Jimmy Murphy does have a pretty big scoop here. Seems like Andersson has changed his mind. It seems like there is an extension in place, and it seems like, based off of some of these tweets over here, that the trade is going down. So with that in mind, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel about Boston winning the Rasmus Andersson trade sweepstakes? DSB Hockey going out there and saying that this is the trade package. Thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.